I'm Ed Cohen with the former Chicago Bulls guard Jay Williams. And Jay, next year, the Warriors will move across the bay to San Francisco. But right now, trying to put on another show here in Oakland.
And speaking of a show, how about how many shows we saw in this building? The days of Run TMC, the killer crossover by Tim Hardaway, and how about the sweet shooting of Chris Mullin and Mitch Richmond?
Expect nothing short of greatness within these walls. The Memphis Grizzlies control the tap. Jay Marcusol. Colley matched up with Livingston. Trying to cash in. The shot by Conley, no good. Has a look. Offensive board. Nice touch around the basket with the tip. There's no denying he is a big talent, but he has a large personality.
And his personality gets the best of him at times. When I think about personalities who are able to control their aggression, I think about Marcus Smart, I think about Draymond Green. The biggest key for DeMarcus Cousins, controlling his emotion instead of letting his emotions control him.
Conley into the front court. 9-point margin. Temple against the former Cougar. Possession lies with Golden State. Livingston. Tough make through traffic.
Man, I've seen this kid play with some grown men prior to making it to the league. As my old friend would say, same pan, same grease.
Coming off a disappointing year, Jay, just 22 wins for Memphis. What has to happen for them to make the jump into relevance again?
Well, they're clearing cap space, which is good for the future of the franchise. Number two, they're starting to get healthy when you get a guy like Mike Conley back. And number three, you have young prospects who are actually solid draft picks. When you think about Jaren Jackson and Javon Carter trying to rebuild, once again, the new grind city.
The assist from number 23.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. Counting down towards 1 minute to play here in the opening quarter. Grizzlies own the basketball. Gets it in the left corner. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
Over to the right side. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Klay Thompson at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 85% free throw shooter. One free throw up and good. The lead now 14.
Watch that cut.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Jay, perhaps that's a start.
Those kind of plays get me fired up. That's a momentum play. They look lifeless here in the first quarter, but a dunk like that can get your team going in the right direction.
Thompson. From long range, buries it on the catch and shoot.
He showed that he had great chemistry with his teammates on that shot. Keep getting him good looks, and the one will just keep scoring.
Has a chance. Not that time. First quarter's complete. The Warriors enjoying some breathing room right now. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Golden State at the controls. Right!
Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Jay, they're lucky they get the ball back. Curry. For three. Smothering D. Colley into the front court. Down by 15. To Dillon Brooks. From the painted area, won't go down. Durant with the basketball up top. Minute gone by in this second quarter. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
To Kyle Anderson. Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Stepping in for the Golden State Warriors, number 0, DeMarcus Cousins.
Anderson. That's out. Last touch by Kyle Anderson. 3 titles in 4 years. New arena next year, Jay, in San Francisco. Crazy to think that any of these Warriors would want to go anywhere else.
It's the way they've been leveraging their brand off the court in Silicon Valley. You see guys like Kevin Durant, who have 35 Media, his only media production company, also making a ton of investments. You see Stephen Curry and Andre Iguodala investing in E-Game Sports, amongst other things. I actually got a chance to host a Players Technology Summit with Andre Iguodala, where he talked about a multitude of things that he's invested in. They're able to leverage the business outside the business of sport, which is why I think they'll stay around in the Silicon Valley for a very long time.
To Durant.
Hey, match up.
DeMarcus Cousins. That's 3 now on 4 shots. 6'11", 270. That's a massive man. You can make a case there's nobody like him.
There isn't anybody like him in the NBA. He is an absolute bully on.
Substitutions, Memphis. Entering the game for Golden State.
Temple matched up with the 2-time MVP.
I got ball. That's me. I got this. Now let's go.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Grizzlies at the controls right now. Layup's good. That's as high percentage as it gets.
That boy's living his best life.
Rebound taken by Parsons.
I got him.
Here comes the screen.
Coming left.
Trying to cash in. The screen sets him up for 2.
I 100% guarantee you that was not the play call, but a bucket is a bucket.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Offensive board. Kevin Durant. He's now 4 for 6.
You can forget about it when he uses that 7'5" wingspan to attack the bucket.
Here comes the screen. Rises for the slam. Whoa, he got up there.
Just showing you that 40-inch vertical.
Oh, wasn't sure if he'd even shoot it, yet it goes down.
Not a Ferrari, definitely not a Lambo, but hey, get you from point A to point B.
Knocked loose. Warriors have it.
Keep your foot on the gas, but don't get too reckless.
Count the bucket for 2.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Get the ball.
Memphis with the rock.
And it's not me right here. Y'all get yours. I got ball. I got ball. Double.
Lets it fly from long range.
Yes! Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Has a look. Deep 2 there. Won't go.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
I got your help here. Don't let him split. Don't let him split.
It's blocked by Boogie. Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report.
The Warriors entered the locker room at halftime with a significant lead, and the offensive glass was their domain. They scored plenty of second-chance points, asserting themselves in the paint. Have a look at the leading scores for the Golden State Warriors. The Grizzlies may be in the building, but they did not show up for this game. At this point, it's all about pride and mental toughness. A comeback is not impossible, but it's also not likely. These are the guys getting buckets for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Game track. Field goals.
The Memphis Grizzlies definitely wouldn't mind having their opponent's field goal percentage. Unlike them, it's been 4 shots and poor effort. It was not a great half. The shooting was certainly worse in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
The film speaks for itself. He's definitely the player of the half. Now he just got to give an encore to get his team to win.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this, except that he fits the title of this segment? He was definitely cold in that first half. These are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
Warriors last year had to go on the road, win a Game 7 at Houston to take the West. Jay, you know Steve Kerr wants to see his team play better at home, make sure they get home court advantage.
Especially because this is the last year at Oracle Arena. And when you have a team that can play with a sense of urgency.
We got this. Let's go.
Substitutions. Golden State. Substitutions. 1 minute in the third quarter. Screen coming.
And the rebound taken by Iguodala.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead.
Pick up, pick up, pick up.
Shot from the lane won't go. Got it.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
It's Grizzlies ball to Kyle Anderson. Has a chance? Yes, tough shot. It's got to go up to go in.
I wasn't necessarily sure which way that PNR was going, but I guess neither was the defense. That makes two of us.
Gets a look, can't hit.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Trying to cash in. Third quarter comes to an end. The Warriors with a commanding lead. Grizzlies get the first crack at it. As we begin the fourth quarter, they're looking up at a big margin. And that, Jay, shouldn't come as a surprise to many.
Well, for them to have a chance to win, I'm glad they brought their A game in their backpacks here to the arena, but that's not enough. They need their A+ game, and they need to execute down the stretch. You need to throw everything in the bag at them in order to win this game.
Mike Conley, not looking pretty. 3 for 10.
It's so good to see a healthy Mike Conley out there running the show. He only played 12 games last season, but when he's healthy like this, that kid's special.
Green to Durant. Here comes the screen. Stuffs it down with authority.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ballgame.
So important to take care of the basketball. Easy two on the other end after the turnover. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And ooh, I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is.
Me neither. All right. And the rebound taken by Golden State. Livingston. 4-3. He was all over him.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Stuffs it down with authority.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
A whistle and a timeout for Memphis as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. Changes coming from both sides right now. That's it.
Substitutions, Memphis. Stepping in for the Golden State Warriors, number 32.
Durant. And knocks it down. What more does this guy have to prove?
He has everything to prove because he's not trying to prove it to you behind the screen watching this game, playing this game. He's trying to prove it to himself, Kevin Durant, every day that he is the greatest to ever put on an NBA uniform.
Count the basket inside.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Has a look. It's no good. Not sure what he was thinking there. Oh, stolen by the Warriors.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Here comes the screen. Durant. Beyond the arc for three. I don't know, Jay. They have a big lead. This game is just about over. He might not make many friends on the other side with that three.
Oh, I don't want to hear that generic coaching speak about dwindle down the shot clock, use the clock is your friend. No, if you have a chance to beat him by 50, beat him by 50. If you want to beat him by 100, keep shooting more threes.
Five on the shot clock. Fires the three. It's Cousins with the rebound.
The game is won in the details. The team who has the most attention to the minutia is a team that wins the ball game. And from the beginning of this game, this team has been mentally engaged. I know the season's a long year, but when you come mentally engaged and you have attention to detail, whew, that's a scary thing to watch.
A shot, no good by Green. And count the basket.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Curling inside, sent it away.
Did you see how far he got up? He kept going up and up and up. I think he's still going up.
Memphis, they've got it.
Defense, let's go.
Has a chance. Green with a shot, no good. Thompson. That misses with 3 seconds left. Nice touch around the basket with the tip. Late heave to beat the buzzer. It's the Warriors who get the victory as they win this one in very convincing fashion. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
The Warriors were simply amazing in this contest. They did it with blocks, and they did it with steals. More to the point, they did it with excellent defense. They committed to the grind and got rewarded as a result. The Grizzlies are no longer suffering through what was a big-time blowout. And it's on behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.
count of it, the shots was going in. It's got to feel good to be in the zone like that, and you feel like you can't miss. All right, folks, it's K-Spade the Prospect. I'm signing off. Make sure you come back here for more highlights from the one. This ball is going crazy, and I'm going to make sure I cover everything they do out on the court.